Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Sunless Skies. Where we left off last time, we were in King's Ideal Station, which is in Pan, of course. We are headed north-northwest, somewhere over here-ish, to find... What's the name of the place called? I've forgotten since yesterday. It is... Piranesi. That's where we're supposed to go. Wait, did we do our ant thing? Yes, we did. Where does our ant want to go now? That's actually a good question. We should probably check that. Oh, right. She wants to go to the Reach again? We're trying to get all of our crew stuff done. Right, she wants to go back to Albion. We are going to go back to Albion at some point, because there's several places we haven't been to there. We haven't been to Avid Horizon, we haven't been to Parliament at all. What's this? Hang on, there's something here. Oh god, we're gonna hit the dock. I can't get... I'm turning my ship around the platform itself. I used it like a lever. This clod of sable groves is home to the devils of the Brazen Brigade. At its heart stands the adamant idol, whose arrhythmic piping determines the current hour in Pan. The Brazen Brigade are its interpreters. They promise that they are utterly impartial. Sure, let's go talk to the Brazen Brigade. Here the Brazen Brigade venerate the saints of hell. Reliquaries speckle the ground like gemstones on a cardinal's vestments. A hill rises from the grove. Halfway up it, a broken temple rests below soaring arches. Behind the hill, from the center of Pan, the adamant idol is clearly visible. Long shadows move below the arches, swaying to the arrhythmic wail of the pipes. Let's walk in the fiefdom of the Brazen Brigade, the devils that aspire to seize heaven's thrones. Damn. Thou hast taken, and thou shalt not render again. The carved faces of saints peer down at you from arches and columns. Some have expressions of serenity, their many mouths gently smiling. Others, more ecstatic saints, are contorted in sanctified rapture. A curious dilettante waves you to join him by the sunken arch. You're just in time. They're about to... He's cut off by the sound of horns. A troop of devils thunder past. A single devil in a suit is their quarry. They pursue him to the boundary of the grove, where he disappears into the mists. They hate the Republicans of their kin, the dilettante whispers. They will not suffer equality here. Here... Oh, it's the same thing. Okay. We can exchange mysteries for savage secrets. We can join the brigade. Okay, so it's another faction of Pan that we can join. I'm not sure who I want to join yet. We're not going to do that at the moment. Let's head out. To the north-northwest, sort of this direction. It's more like this, actually. Not quite straight north, but not quite northwest. Also, maybe we'll have to... There's another faction here. How many factions are there in Pan? Who do we want to join? I don't even know. We'll check this place out later. The Whistling... Apsy. Is that something I can run into? I don't want to try it. Apps. Looks like a giant wall that had fallen apart. Like, huge wall. Alright, well, we're heading north-northwest. I'm guessing it's going to be past the giant empty ring in the sky. The Midnight Ring, or whatever it's called. Midnight Zone? Something like that. There's something here. What is that? It's a giant platform of some sort. The shrill scream of a scribe spinster. It wants its scrolls back. Well, you can't have your scrolls back. I don't know what they're all about, but I didn't take them for sure. But I'm not going to give them back. Let's quickly send out a bat. Oh shit, there's a scribe spinster right there. Damn it. There's something to the west of us. What the hell is that thing? Alright, we're leaving. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's bad news. Or at least we'll fight the scribe spinster on its own without the weird amoeba that fires giant balls of death. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Everything's okay. The scribe spinster's still coming at us though. But I'm gonna go 180 this thing. Uh-oh, we're turning. There we go. Shards of amber hang in the sky. I got something. Some sort of gem. There's the scribe spinster up ahead. Don't know why my game's still doing a laggy thing, but whatever. You know what? Let's just leave. Why are we going to be fighting these things? There's no reason for us to at the moment. We're going to Perturbia. That sounds sort of like where we want to go. Kinda. We need better guns. The things we are fighting are getting too powerful. We need more irons so we can get better guns. I hear a weird creaking sound. Like a scribe spinster, probably. I'm going to send out my bat shortly. How about now? There's an island here. There could be something near this point. Something dead ahead. It's actually background stuff, I think. We're very close to it, whatever it is. It's lips. Not exactly what we needed. You can sometimes find hermits in the caves here, your narrator remarks. We can press gang them into our crew. We can also whisper secrets to the hermit. We get a crimson promise, an Eleutherian mystery, and more, but we lose savage secrets. So maybe we'll just trade supplies for savage secret and maybe a little more. We got some terror. We should stop talking to hermits. We just get terror out of them all the time. Also, I really need this dock to be a thing sometime soon. We're still going north-northwest. The Red Brigade argues over how to pronounce Catechus. None of them get it right. Catechus. Hey, it's a dock. Which is not where we're supposed to go, but you know what? We'll take it. At least it's a dock. A temple at the top of the mountain, reached by a long pilgrim road. Inside it, statues of devils bearing instruments march towards a throne. The smell of rose lingers. One sec, sorry. A temple, garlanded with incardine flowers and wreathed with thorns, sits at the apex of Catechus. It is drowsy with the scent of roses, though you can see none. Poets, artists, and musicians lounge in groups on the marble floor. A woman, crowned in thorns, sits on a white throne. She drums her fingers on the arm. We can descend to the caverns, investigate the temple, or try to speak with the Thorn Maiden. We have lightless, one in all, and we have no cold, apparently. Alright, let's try and talk to her. The Thorn Maiden ignores you, as do most of her coterie. Eventually you find a languid bohemian willing to talk to you. He is very deep in his cups. It's your soul, you see, the rose binders are devils, yeah? They have ways of knowing these things. You must damage your soul somehow. Made it aesthetically displeasing. He struggles gamely with the word aesthetically. You should go Krillin in the reach and I'll put you right. I refuse. Let's descend to the caverns. Beneath the temple, the mountain on which Catechus rests is tunneled through with caves. A drumbeat, slow but steady, sounds from below. Underneath the dome of Catechus is a warren of caverns, a labyrinth of caves walled with slabs of volcanic black glass burrow their way through the rock. A steady drumbeat thrums through the walls, echoing from somewhere deeper. Let's go with them. Two rosebinders, a devil and a deviless, wait in the main cavern, their eyes like coal in the dark. The deviless beckons to follow her. You are led down a darkly gleaming passage, heading deeper under the main temple of Catechus. The devil walks at your side. He occasionally uses his thyrsus to strike the ground, as if testing the depth of your descent. You emerge into a cavern lit by moonish light pouring through a crack in the roof. A broken temple stands before a pool of dark water. The deviless bids you kneel by the pool and drink. Do it. What could go wrong? We got 10 terror. That's what went wrong. As you kneel, the deviless places a red cloth around your eyes. The devil touches your forehead with the thyrsus as he pushes you towards the water. You feel, but do not see, the dark water lapping against your chin, your mouth, your tongue. The water is just that. Water, cold and slimy. The sound of the drums is greater here. With your ear against the rock, it rises slow and dolorous as a funeral knell. The deviless pulls you from the water. The drummer refuses you. Your dullard soul has no place in our mysteries. Take your dullness to Krillin, where our brethren can better minister your sin. Damn, alright, fine. I don't want to be here anyways. You guys are jerks, all of you. Do you have shops, at least? You do. Okay. Good. Well, at least there's something here worthwhile. Although it's lagging. Ministry approved literature. We don't need that. We need some... Oh, they don't have fuel. They just have supplies. Okay, well, I'll buy some. They also have immaculate souls, which is fine, but not important right now. Why is this lagging? I might have to restart my game really quickly. I will be right back. Okay, we are loading back in yet again. You know what I just realized? Our ship, the ship that's right there, that's our current ship anyways, has the same sort of shape as a Battlestar. It's got like the 2 flight pods, or the 2 carrier pods on the side, and the main hull with the main battery on the front. I guess it's more like the Pegasus model, but the Pegasus had 4 engines on the back. So, I think the Battlestar Galactica is a Mercury-class Battlestar, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But anyways, we're heading still west-northwest. We're going to loop here and then back if we can't find it, because it's got to be around here somewhere, you would think. We found Catechus. We are not worthy of Catechus, apparently. We'll have to deal with that later. I also didn't grab a port report, did I? We need to go back. We're not going to interact with the stupid hermits that keep giving us terror. There's something up here. Maybe that's the thing in question. Oh, that's a... It did hit me, but that's okay. We can extract its heart, but I don't really want its heart. It kind of sucked. Let's just get some sovereigns. 44 sovereigns. Good enough. Guessing this isn't going to be a dock. Just judging from my surroundings. It's a diamond. But where is it? I should be right on top of it. Oh, there it is. It's ours. Okay, we're gonna go that way, I guess. Although there's something that way. And that's sort of west-northwest. Alright, let's turn. Let's go take a look. I do want to head back to Catechus at some point and grab a port report, although I didn't see a port report option there. Did we get a port report? Perdurance, the Work World, Orlabury, Clockwork Sun. We do not have one for there. Okay. Please be a dock. I would really appreciate finding the place I'm looking for so that we can finish our crew quests, or officer quests I should say. It's not looking great. This looks like it's going to be a mine or something like that. Oh, I could be wrong. Wait, what is that? It's a ruin of some sort. But it's not this thing. What is it? I thought it was that. It's something north of here, though. What is... Oh, there it is. That's the thing right there. A ruin. Stone shelves hold ragged scrolls. We got a... something. A piece of paper, anyways. I'm sort of disappointed, by the way. This has turned out. Still no port. West-northwest. Pah. Head back down to Catechus. We'll grab a couple more supplies because we are burning through supplies like there's no tomorrow. Which for our ship there might not be. Depending on what we run into. I mean, it could be literally like right here too. There are things that are close, but it said... Actually, what did it say? Oh, west-southwest. Why did I think it was west-northwest? Wow, I am just the worst. Okay, well, at least we found Catechus. We'll grab a port report here, maybe, and then we'll go west-southwest. So it should be like right here-ish. We'll go exploring. Quick jump cut time. See you guys on the other side of the territory. Welcome back. We are at Piranesi. Finally. Nothing really happened between the cut and now. We killed some monsters. Mostly just cantankerous bulls and a couple of scribe spinsters. But we're here. We are going to go to the bazaar because I'm just kind of curious as to what is here. We need to supply catches. We didn't bring any with us. We can buy tea. Should have brought them with us. Oh well, that's okay. We can also buy gemstones, and we can't buy fuel here, so that is not ideal, considering we don't have that much left. Actually, no, it's not true. We got lots. Alright. Polyhedric sculptures, the dimensions eye-watering off. What? Dimensions eye-wateringly off. Huh. Grass of uniform color and uniform length, placid canals, crisscross at right angles, all bisected by a pale gravel path leading to the door of a broad ivy-shrouded mansion. Only its lack of windows betrays Piranesi as a prison. Utter silence, bar the crunching of gravel beneath your feet. As you approach, you take note of a tiny cottage, incongruously nestled beside the mansion like a louse. Let's go into the cottage. The only sound in the cottage is that of a teaspoon clinking against porcelain. A group of brown-robed figures turns to regard you. One gray-haired, gray-eyed, offers you tea. "We are the chaplains," she says. "Our role is to help inmates reach egress. You must understand none may leave Piranesi unaltered." "We can be your guide," pipes another. 2 tours per visit. Choose your chaperone and take care to follow the rules. Piranesi is a treacherous port, not amenable to low-level visitors. Be wary. Locate the silly old thing for the princess. The incognito princess left a silly old thing in the most secure prison in the skies. She wants it back. "When I was a lesser person than I am now," explains the princess, "as you approach the prison, I had awful habits. I went through a phase that was best described as monstrous. Too much wild red honey, I'm afraid. Perhaps it was all for the best," she said. "If I hadn't gone through that awkward stage, I wouldn't have ended up where I am today. However, before I can safely move on, I need to tidy up. As such, I can't really be alive. It can't really be alive anymore. I just won't stand it. So, we have the candle and a tail, we can begin." She pulls out the candle, placing it on the floor and lights it. She gestures at you and you start reciting a tale of terror. From the flame's tip grows a large, tear-shaped door of red and orange. The princess claps her hands in glee. "Hold this. I don't want to risk ruining it. I fear fisticuffs will follow," she says, passing you her tiara. "Wait for my return. It'll only be a few minutes." She skips through the doorway. You stand there with only a tiny flame, an incongruous door, and a rambling of terrifying narrative for company. Soon you're joined by the most dangerous of companions. An idea. "Let's not trap the princess. Best not to meddle." The princess steps through the rift, happy and triumphant. Or rather, happier and more triumphant than usual. She's dragging a leviathanical skin of monstrous appearance. It must have once covered some gargantuan insectoid beast. "Oh, I just can't believe I was ever seen in this," she says, working his jaw like a puppet. "All fashion seems tawdry with hindsight. Don't worry, it's dead now. I killed it. It's now my special rug." She picks her tiara from you and places it on the brow of her skin, laughs at the sight of it, then returns it to her own head. That is grim. Okay, let's talk to... Well, let's leave. Oh, we can't leave the cottage. You've not yet completed 2 tours of Piranesi, but you can come back later. The chaplains offer you a chorus of polite goodbyes. You know what, we can try this. Let's take the glistening deformer as your guide. His hood hides the worst of him. Sure. Curious. A knotted, multi-jointed limb unwinds from the glistening deformer sleeve. With surprising dexterity, he plucks an iron lamp from a high shelf. "Follow me," he commands. You follow him, out of the cottage, up the gravel path to the doorstep of Piranesi. Footprints are worn into the stone. He has no key. He unfurls a notched, scabbed finger from his unpleasant limb and slides into the keyhole. The door opens with a click, and you follow the deformer into the dark. Piranesi is, of course, bigger on the inside. The deformer's lamplight stretches only so far. You catch sight of dizzying spiral stairways, columns clad in chains, walls grooved by trickling water. The deformer lurches ahead, breath steaming in the cold air. After a few minutes, you're halted by some toppled scaffolding. Piranesi has 3 rules, says the chaplain, helping you climb over the obstacle. The penalty for breaking them is incarceration, and the unwritten 4th rule is that chaplains are forbidden from explaining them to visitors. So I'm afraid you must discover them yourself. Tread carefully in the meantime. The warrens are not far now. I cannot wait to show you my work. Further into the prison, you begin to see inmates, faint lights shuffling across distant bridges, hunched figures with lamps chained to their wrists. "See those lamps that the condemned carry?" that says the deformer. "They impose a distortion of distance. A prisoner's proximity to the exit is determined by how much they have changed since they entered. The more they change, the closer they are to freedom. Some are more mutable than others, and severity of sentence may vary." The deformer raises his lamp over a cavernous well. Light does not reach the bottom. Those cast in the deepest reaches must change beyond all recognition. Deeper into Piranesi, the deformer takes down his hood. Tangled flesh recoils in the cold air. He has eyes in all the wrong places, a dozen different varieties of mouth gulp in unison. Better, tension is drained from his voice. "Welcome to the warrens." You descend into a brick-walled pit, larger than a quarry. At the center stands a colossal column honeycombed with tunnels. The hole so small you couldn't squeeze an arm inside. One gaunt prisoner sits atop a spiked wheel, casually aiming a rifle at the deformer's head. First of all, port report. A dozen mouths grin. I always relish the opportunity to talk about myself. Now that his hood is down, you are struck by the Deformer's newfound ease of manner. He circles the central column with you, eagerly telling you about the progress of his favorite prisoners. The ones who have crawled through the warrens 5 or 6 or 7 times. His words are underscored by the shrieks and faint meaty squelching echoing from the narrow tunnels. He points out a particularly hideous specimen, one with slugs for limbs or fleshless heads, with all the pride of a doting grandparent. Oh dear. Alright, I guess we will follow the Deformer for... Actually, let's insist that the rifleman lower his gun. It wouldn't do to have your chaplain's head blown off this early into a tour. The rifle-wielding vigilante is a gaunt fellow. His deep-set eyes and gleaming cheekbones sharp as cut glass. His curly hair would sit much better on a fuller, healthier face. On hearing your protest, he pulls the trigger a few times, generating a chorus of unassuming clicks. Ain't loaded. Burned through my ammunition long ago, except this. He points at a bullet hanging around his neck on a length of string, saving it for a, rainy day. You notice the Deformer gazing thoughtfully in your direction with at least 3 of his eyes. Perhaps he appreciates your intervening on his behalf, however unnecessary. Guess a hand, he says. I need to change if I want to escape this place, right? But I'm a stubborn fella, not much prone to introspection, if you catch my drift. He gestures hopelessly at the warrens. I need to have a shape in mind as I crawl through, or else I'll be squished to mush. Any suggestions? Let's offer to help. You can bring moments of inspiration to help the vigilante think of. Actually, let's encourage him to find another way to change. Changing his shape might not prove enough for Piranesi. Changing shape don't bother me none, but I'll tell you now, won't change my mind. I'll be here if you change yours. Alright, well, we can't do anything. I think we only have 1 moment of inspiration, so we'll follow the Deformer. The Deformer is stumped off to address a cluster of prisoners clinging to the central column. Haggard prisoners cluster on ledges like gargoyles, clinging by fingertips and tailbones. Most still look human. The warrens are your salvation, says the Deformer. Become glorious like me. Majesty and monstrosity, beauty and abomination. One shivering wretch hops down. A volunteer, asks the Deformer in delight, nudging him towards a tunnel far narrower than he is. But on seeing the tunnel, the would-be volunteer changes his mind and backs away. Let's persuade the prisoner to enter the tunnel. Do it. How do you expect to escape here without the will to transform? We got 2 more deference to the Deformer. You offer reassurance and hope, far more soothing than the Deformer's sharp questions. Your words of encouragement take a moment to sink in. Finally, the prisoner nods, braces himself, and kneels down. He begins to work himself gradually into the tunnel, with a series of agonizing pops and cracks. Some of the Deformer's mouths smile in your direction. Well spoken. Following the volunteer's example, a few of the surrounding prisoners clamber down and search for unoccupied tunnels of their own. We can try to convince the vigilante to abandon his physical transformation, but we're not going to get very far on that. We can also offer our moment of inspiration to the pragmatic vigilante, which gets rid of our only one, but we'll try it. Help him think of a new, nastier shape. Why not? You sit beside the vigilante and begin offering ideas. When he likes what he hears, his skin ripples. Skin is so fragile. Has he considered a carapace? Eyes are a weakness when he can taste the air with his tongue. Oh, the possibilities for limbs. He objects to some of your proposals and agrees enthusiastically to others. Finally, his imagination stoked like a fire, the vigilante thanks you and begins to crawl into one of the tunnels. You leave him to his privacy as he threads himself in, inch by crunching and convulsing inch. Okay, I guess we are done here. We'll leave Piranesi. As you leave the warrens, the Deformer sighs and raises his hood. He says nothing more for a long time. The glistening Deformer strides before you, pulling his hood back in place. Up narrower stairs over precarious bridges beneath crumbling bartizans. The architecture seems to have changed since you last walked here, but is as jumbled and oppressive as ever. You pass a squalling thing clinging to the wall. It lacks structure or substance except its stark eyes. What was my name? It mules. We will tell it a story. Perhaps your words will soothe. The formless thing listens, silent and rapt. Is it your imagination, or has its shapeless paw separated into a 5-fingered hand. At the conclusion, it bursts into tears and begs for another, but your chaplain already grows impatient and tugs you away. It shouts after you, its voice stronger and clearer. Alright, well we did one of them. I guess we can do another one. Let's choose the... The Grey Conformer. Grey eyes, grey hair, and grey expression. More cement than steel. She reminds you this is your last tour of the day. Yep. Very well. With marionette precision, she puts aside her tea and fetches an iron lamp from a high shelf. I will guide you to the best of my ability. You follow her out of the cottage, up the gravel path, to the doorstep of Piranesi. Footprints are worn into the stone. She takes an ornate silver key from her pocket. When the door is unlocked, she holds it open for you. The Conformer follows you into the dark. You follow the Conformer down the staircase, after winding staircase, finally reaching a maze of flooded tunnels. The walls bristle with fierce black mold, the water is opaque, and you can't see your feet. Here, the most deeply condemned wallows is the Conformer, like this servitor, too inflexible to change on its own. A twig-limbed creature slumps in the corner, raising its head only fractionally at her words. She wades past it with a second glance. Let's approach the brittle servitor. Its mask or face is expressionless porcelain. Its lamp is shackled to limbs that are twisted and blackened like burnt wood. As you step closer, you cannot tell if it's wearing a mask or if its face is made of porcelain. Luminous eels swim around its feet, but they vanish when you look at them directly. The lesser being has come to offer obeisance. Its voice echoes from a clay urn slung across its back. Its words are a thudding echo of its stone bell, or perhaps a marvel at the disgrace of its superior. This servitor lacks the malleability to escape the aberrant twins' prison. Will the lesser being assist its superior? Sure, the reward for freeing something so ancient and puissant should make its arrogance bearable. The lesser being will travel to the house of Rod and Chains, says the brittle servitor. It will petition the aberrant twin. Through its intermediary, the Belfry, it will demand the servitor's freedom and recompense for 2 centuries of inconvenience. Damn. Let's eavesdrop on the Conformer's questions. She has cornered some shivering prisoners and is interrogating them with a precision and patience more unnerving than any rage. When did you last feel anger, regret, grief? Why were you condemned? What did you do wrong? Would you prefer to forget? She listens to each answer with the barest hint of revulsion. As the prisoners pour their hearts out, they start to look puzzled, most fall silent. Some try to keep going, talking circular nonsense. They seem to be forgetting their stories as they speak them. When the prisoners finally trail off in confusion, she delivers her advice. Shuck your memories, abandon emotions, and vacate your soul. And that's it. We get to leave Piranesi, sorry. Our second tour is done, and we can leave the cottage. We're done here. We cannot buy anything, though. Which is actually bad. Because I wanted to buy things. And I didn't bring my caged catches here. That was just dumb. We might as well bring some tea back to London. Maybe not. We're fine on tea for now. Are we? Hang on, wait. Do we have? We have Chorister Nectar to go to Carillon. We have Bronzewood for Parliament, and we have caged catches for the place we are currently at. Let's talk to our princess now. An audience with the princess, so what now? The incognito princess's cabin, the poetical suitor and analytical suitor are stripping the skeletons of starlings of their flesh, arranging the bones by size, type, and length, and so on. The princess passes time admiring her ring. Eventually she notices you, and sometime after that she remembers to speak with you. One final step before the big day, and this is more politeness. I'm a princess, of course. She points at her tiara to remind you, so politeness is very much my thing. She needs to find a way into the mausoleum of the Prince Regent to say goodbye to her father. So, they want us to go back to Albion for both of our officer things, which actually isn't a terrible idea. We might just decide to go back through the portal. We're done here for the most part. There's not a whole lot in Eleutheria that's keeping us here for the moment. So what I might do is just go down to the relay and jump back to the Reach, and then make my way over to Port Prosper. And then we will jump to Albion. Because there's several things in Albion we haven't done yet. Like, a lot of things, actually. And we've been kind of stuck in Eleutheria for a while, which is fine. We also haven't gone to the Blue Kingdom yet, which I really want to go see. Also, why is this stupid mountain rock island thing so large? All I want to do is go that way. It's wasting our fuel. Our waning fuel. Oh well. So, we're going to leave off our video here. I'm just going to jump cut to when we're... well, not jump cut, but we'll start our next video when we reach Albion. We'll probably go straight to the mausoleum. There are, I believe, 2 things we need to do at the mausoleum, if I'm not mistaken. Where did our aunt want to go again? Yeah, the mausoleum. Okay, perfect. So, we'll take both of our officers to the mausoleum and see if we can get them upgraded, because we did the rats, and the rats became much better once they were upgraded. I think they were only 6 hearts to start with, and now they're 10, so a 4 heart increase is actually a fairly large amount. And if the princess and aunt have similar growth upon the completion of their storyline quests, we'll have more stats to deal with. Also, we're almost up a level, which is nice as well. Maybe we'll level up from all of this helping. For now, though, we'll call it here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.